Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, no matter where you're listening from, just as long as you know you're listening to the Harley Sober Podcast, the podcast that brings you all the ratchet and informative news that you need to know about. Join with me today, as always, is my panel of beautiful and expressive co-hosts, Brianna Wiggins.
Hey guys.
Gabrielle Falconer.
Hey y'all.
And Lance motherfucking Lane.
Man, fucking week.
Vibes. Let's go.
We back at it like a bad habit after 3 weeks of our very first official and annual Harley Sober summer break. Did you guys do something productive with your time over these last 3 weeks that we've been depriving the people of our comedy genius, our informative journalistic nature? That's all you did?
No.
I got a year older and I'm ready to return that shit like a bad.
Oh yeah, happy belated birthday.
Yep, happy belated birthday.
Even though we already knew that. Yeah. But for the people, Gabby's birthday while we were gone, she celebrated her birthday.
21.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Brianna, how'd you spend your break?
In this hot ass house at the pool. Some other things I won't name. No, fuck no. I gotta pay €3 to go to the pool here. Fucking cheap ass country. I don't know why that shit ain't free.
$3?
€3, yeah, like $3-4.
You ain't got no pool on post?
No.
That sounds like pool fare to me though. What is? I don't remember last time I had to pay to go to a pool. I'm pretty sure it was like $4 or $5 back in the day.
But I mean, as hot as it is with no AC, you would think that they would let people in for free.
No, they've been there their whole life. They said y'all temporary.
They gotta pay lifeguards. They gotta pay maintenance on the pool. You could go to a free pool, but I guarantee you it's not gonna be as clean as the one you gotta pay $4 at.
Yeah, and even then, that's being iffy because kids still peeing in them. You still got Band-Aids floating around.
I was just about to say the entrance of that pool still smelled like Shiza. If you know what Shiza is, it smelled like Shiza, and the lifeguards don't do their jobs. Yeah, it was dirty. But the water felt great, so
I'll tell you what.
What you do, Lance?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, Lance. Go ahead. How would you spend your break?
Spend it with some family, friends. The usual. Nothing too crazy. Protecting my mental.
As we should. For audio listeners out there, Brianna just did a backflip off the bed.
And she tried to roll in like 007.
The view's about to skyrocket on this one, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I also took that time too to wipe the back of my kneecaps. So.
Mid roll, she just found an Arby's napkin. Shoot.
Like, let me just get this while I'm up. So
back at it like a bad habit after our first official and annual, because we said fuck it, why not? 3 week Harley Sober summer vacation. I have one news story for you today because I was lazy over the break and I just didn't feel like researching that much. Okay, this is a weird one, but after I read it, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on it. Okay, so this comes from Joshua Zitzer on the Insider. Headline reads like sex ed teacher who taught first graders about masturbation leaves elite New York private school after furious parents complain. So this is a private school in Dalton, New York. The tuition costs about $55,000 a year, and a teacher. It doesn't necessarily say if it's like a full-time teacher, or if it was someone who came in to like speak and teach the kids about this. But basically, there's a video that they play for the children, the first grader. Article goes like this: a teacher who taught sex education classes to first graders at an elite Dalton school in New York City has resigned, according to the New York Post. The administrators were bombarded with complaints. Blah blah blah. Justine Ang Fonte led a lesson that included a cartoon video explaining masturbations to kids. The video, which the Post reported was presented to 6-year-olds, explains what an erection is and shows cartoon children discussing touching their private parts. Fonte also gave a lesson on consent and gender identity, and that's it. So, and this is what I want to ask you guys. Well, one, I got a couple questions to ask you guys. One, do you allow Cam to learn about masturbation from a teacher in first grade?
So as someone who actually lived in New York for 6 years, before we were leaving, they actually sent out permission slips to start teaching because Cam was going to go to the first grade. they were going to teach sex ed in the first grade. And I remember getting that slip and I opted out of having him take that course because I just feel like it's too young. I feel like there's never going to be an age where kids are not going to be curious. So like informing them about situations of their body parts, to me, that's normal. But when you go in and you start teaching like actual sex education and kids at that age, which are like 6, sometimes even 5, learning about masturbation, to me, that's inappropriate. And I probably would have been one of those pissed off parents too at the front office had my kid learned about that. And also in a way, I consider it grooming. If a lot of people don't know what that is, to me, it's almost like you're setting these kids up to
do it.
Act in inappropriate ways. And I don't think it's a time. 5th grade and up, yeah, like the normal ages where we started learning about it, that's normal. But like 1st grade, that's just too young for me.
Okay. Do you think that, would you rather, I mean, even at this age or at back when he was 6, because he's obviously a little bit older now, would you prefer that if he learned what it was and, you know, was curious about it, would you prefer to have it explained to him by a teacher, or I guess in this case, a professional? I guess you'd have to be professionally certified to do it or something like that. Or would you rather it be an in-home lesson that, you know, you sit down and you talk to him or Bryce talks to him about?
I think at that age, I feel like that's more of like, I don't want to say the word intimate because that just sounds inappropriate, but like it is more of like an in-home situation. I feel like it is more of like a at-home situation where you can talk to your kids about it at home. I'm, like I said, not secure with at that age having another adult teach my child about those type of things. When he's older, then I'm all for it, him learning about it in school, but just being that young at that age and curious minds, I would rather talk to him. Like I would rather him be at home and we sit down with him and be able to have that conversation instead of somebody that I don't know and I don't even know what you're telling him. Exactly. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, it's a no for me.
Okay. So before I move on to Gabby and Lance, when would you think is a good time to start learning about that kind of stuff? Like good age?
For me, I think the same way they've always done it, 5th grade. I don't know why you would want to change it to 1st grade. Kids barely even know how to read, know how to write in 1st grade, let alone half the time they're mixing up their colors. So why are they learning about masturbation? Like, that's just not okay for me. So 5th grade, I think is a little bit more appropriate because they're entering that space of going to middle school. And that's when you start hitting puberty, liking girls and things like that. So I'm going to say 5th grade and then on is like the appropriate time for a child to learn.
Okay. Let's start with Lance then, from a dude's point of view. When do you, if you remember, with you being like 47 and all, do you remember the first time that you figured out what masturbation was?
Yeah, I was definitely like early middle school, late elementary. I think at the earliest. But I mean that was our era. Now I would say this because I don't agree with it that early, but kids start off with tablets and the internet so early now. They can literally look up all this shit on their own if nobody's watching them. So like that's the catch-22 to it, because I'd be like, no, don't teach them it that early. But shit, half of them already been on the internet looking up shit they shouldn't be looking up anyway. So they think they have an understanding on what all this is supposed to look like. So I don't know, but I didn't learn until like 5th or 6th grade. But I don't know.
Yeah. do you think it would? So you said, well, I guess you kind of gave your answer. You said no, you don't think it's appropriate professionally to do that, but at the same time, you said, like you said, yeah, they probably know it anyway. Gabrielle, do you remember the first time do you remember the first time that you came across some kind of knowledge, or the very first time that you learned about masturbation?
I remember it was definitely in the 5th grade. Now, were we really paying attention? No, because we were kiki and hakan too much at the penis and the vagina. But I don't really remember them talking much about sex, to be honest. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I was an avid not paying attentioner. But I remember them talking about like periods and growing and hormones and puberty and passing out condoms and deodorant. Like, that's all I remember. But to me, I really honestly think like if they did that in like the 1st grade, you're definitely setting these kids up for failure, because we're already playing house during recess and at lunch. Like now they're about to take house to the next level. Like that's not okay. I can't agree. That's not okay at all.
Because at that age, we just thought it was humping.
Right. What? I'd be like, so I'm Planet Daddy.
Yeah.
I'm humping.
No, I want to hump. Yeah. So I guess
and then you
you're
can
right.
never really
you
be too careful because girls nowadays, like for me, I was a very late bloomer. I didn't get my very first cycle until I was almost in high school, whereas most of my friends were getting theirs in fifth and sixth and seventh and eighth grade. So I'm not saying there's going to be a child to get theirs in the first grade, but who's to say you don't teach them these things early and it's something they shouldn't be learning? And she gets hers in like the fourth or fifth grade, and now she's out here hunching for real, and you got a pregnant sixth grader. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
What about you, Bryant?
It scares me. So this is the thing about it, right? When I very first heard this story, I was on board. I was like, oh, fuck no. And I still kind of am. I definitely think that's too young. But there were people calling in because this story first broke to me on a different radio show when I was listening to it. People were calling in and saying, a lot of people were saying that like their 3-year-old, their 2-year-old, their 4-year-old sisters or brothers were already doing this kind of stuff around the house. And so basically they were saying, you know, if that kind of formal education was around, to basically let them know that it needs to be a private thing. And like I said, we'll put the video in post and, you know, you'll be able to see exactly what the teacher was trying to portray to these children. But me personally, I feel like if it comes down to it and, you know, we find out that she's doing something like that, I mean, it's really just up to Rebecca to talk to her about it. I mean, and, you know, just for us to basically just let her know that it needs to be a private thing and it's not something that you should be doing like in public, you know. So
I think there's a difference too also as far as like young children, especially I think having a boy has taught me, because Cameron at that age too, you know, when they develop and they finally get to see their body parts, they're curious. So for me, there's a difference between figuring out your body parts and actually trying to consider it the M word. I don't think it's the same thing. I think like once you start realizing like girls and potential and things like that later on in your years, that's when the course of having that conversation should come. Yeah. But allowing kids to know like, hey, these are your body parts, kind of like the sex ed talk in fifth grade that you get where it's like, oh, you're going to have a period. This is what's going to happen. Like, that's okay. But sitting first graders down being like, hey, if you do this, this is what it's called. Like, to me, that's inappropriate. That's not something young kids should be learning. They should be learning like, hey, this is what your body part is. This is what it could do potentially later on in life, or blase, but not, hey, if you go home and you touch here, like, that's called M word. Like, no.
I think it's also kind of one of those things where it's like, majority of the reason why we do things that we do is because you don't know about it already. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, I've never done this before. I've never heard of this before. So it's kind of one of those things where like, I'm not agreeing with it at all. But if I guess there are parents out there who do, or people who do agree with it, it's kind of one of those things where I guess you just kind of have to know your kid to know that if they already know about something, they're going to be like, oh yeah, I already know about that. Like no one cares. Like, you know, like I'll get to that point in my life when I get to that point in my life. But some kids are like, oh, I know about that. So like, I want to know if it's actually true or not. So it's just, I don't think it's appropriate. I don't think it's something that should be talked about at all until like fifth grade at least.
I think that I agree with that, and I was gonna say that as my final point. Basically, yeah. If you just know your kid, I mean, you know how your kid reacts to new information, and especially information in that context. And there may be some parents that aren't, you know, either comfortable or even able to explain it to their children, and that's why they have, I guess, a lady like this to be able to do it for them. But I definitely think there should be some kind of like permission slip kind of deal going on where the teacher asks for permission and you either, like Bree said, opt out or opt in. And if you opt out, you teach your kid, because I mean, I guess they're going to learn it eventually, you know, just kind of prep them for it. And like I said, just make sure to let them know that that's something that you do at home in private where nobody could see you. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that it's not necessarily a bad thing, but then the age comes into play, and I don't know, it's a whole powder keg kind of situation. But I mean, none for the worse though, I believe. You know, I don't think there's this, at least the M word part of it, is anything that could actually get anybody in trouble. So
I think the only thing, and this is like the last part that I'm going to touch on about it, the only thing that would really bother me, and I'm not a parent yet, it's someday I may be, whatever, but the only thing that bothered me about this whole situation is I would rather that be an in-home thing that me and my partner would discuss with our child, especially in today's society, because you don't know how they're going to teach it to them. I mean, you have some sick people in this world nowadays. And the last thing I want to think about is like, okay, they got this teacher teaching my child this. And it's like, well, fuck, like, are they putting this on a board? Is this person pulling my child to the side? Do I need to go up there? Do I need to make my presence known? Like, it's something you shouldn't have to think about as a parent. like
Plus-
when your child is in school.
Plus, I just thought about that too. They're in first grade, so if they teach this as a class setting, everybody for the next month is going to be talking about how many times they did it in the hallways. Not they're going to be competing, and yeah, that might not be a safe. That might not be a safe situation to be in.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's all for me today. Like I said, I didn't do too much research over this spring break, and this is summer break. Sorry, and this is 3 weeks after of just no content being dropped. I'm kind of out of practice. What do we have next? I forgot. It's a love lab with Gabby and Bree.
So yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Love Lab. Sorry.
We don't got no stink ass intro like that, so buckle your seatbelts.
So anyways, yeah, Brianna and I had everybody take a pretty much what is your love language quiz, so we could try and figure out what's wrong with all of us, because we all got some fucking issues.
Sheesh.
There's
All of us.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna say I'm part of that.
Lancifer, Toxington, go ahead.
Toxington.
Wow.
For those of you who are not familiar with the 5 love languages,
Yes.
he goes like this. These are basically the 5 love languages that basically characterize you as a partner, to kind of, and it's also a good tool for your partner to kind of get to understand you. So there's 5 different categories. One is receiving gifts, one is physical touch, one is words of affirmation, one is quality time, and the last being acts of service. So we all took a quiz that basically told us in percentages what our top love language would be in each one underneath that. Go ahead, Lance.
All right, bet. So my top one was quality time. I got 37%. My second one was receiving gifts. I got 0% on that shit, which is definitely true. Acts of service, I got 17%. And words of affirmation, I got 23%. Physical touch, I got 23% as well. And I will say, surprisingly, this was pretty accurate. I was a little, kind of like, I tried to, like, when we were taking it, because the questions, if you take the quiz, you kind of understand the questions are kind of But this is 1000% true for me, I believe, anyway. I mean, maybe the percentages could be, a tick higher each category.
So why do you feel like you have quality time then?
Because in general, that would be me. I thought for sure out of my 2 highest categories would have been physical touch or quality time. That's why I said, like, if I would have took this again, it may have been a little different, but I just left it as it was for my, my first one. But definitely quality time. Physical touch is something that I definitely enjoy. But I hate receiving gifts, bro. Like, I tell everybody all the time, I hate it. I hate, like, and it's not that I don't appreciate it, but I hate opening gifts in front of people, because I feel like people, like, I can never, like, express it enough, like, how much it means to me, if that makes sense. And I feel like, damn, they think I don't like it, or whatever the case may be. Words of affirmation, big on that too. Shit, tell me, you know what I'm saying? Tell me you appreciate me. I'm doing some good shit. You know what I mean? I enjoy that. So, but yeah, that's what I got, man. Go ahead, Bryant. What you got, man?
I just want to go ahead and say, for that one young lady who left those hard eyes for Lance in the comments, this is your end. You take your notes, okay? Because he just basically broke down exactly what you need to do.
Hey, matter of fact, cut it. We're going to cut the tape, run it back. Let me. They're stupid.
Say, I love quality time too. All right, so mine goes like this. My top was words of affirmation with 32%. Second was acts of service, which was 29%. And then it goes to quality time, 23%, physical touch, 13%, and receiving gifts, 3%. So I'm kind of in the same boat. I think asking the questions, and this is how I feel you on this one, Lance. Answering the questions in the quiz, all the ones where it's like, do you like to receive monetary compensation? Like, all the ones that related to gifts made you feel guilty for saying you want them.
Right.
It was like, would you rather spend time with your partner or have them buy you something? I was like, obviously,
like real shit.
Yeah.
So, but I was trying to answer them as honestly as possible. But those ones were kind of threw me off.
Mm-hmm.
As far as words of affirmation, yeah, I believe I'm a little sensitive, so I love a little reassurance, or I'm saying, you look good today.
Yeah.
Acts of service, I don't really remember what that is. I guess kind of like just like doing
acts
the
of
laundry or
services,
something. Or,
yeah.
Like somebody see you struggling with something, You know what I mean? They help you. You know what I mean? Something that helps you.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or
and
not necessarily to that specific thing, but yeah.
Yeah, we took this quiz before Alana was born, and that is double true right now. So I think if I took it today, I think acts of service might have been my top one, especially with only that 3% differential. But words of affirmation still would have been second if that was the case. Quality time, obviously, I love it, but it's not my top. I do like my alone time. I'm a very solitudinal person, if that's a word.
In that same breath, I can agree.
Till your ass was by yourself for a week and you was like, what do I do? How do I breathe?
I did. So I'm a big gamer, right? And when Rebecca, my wife, and my child, they had went down to Texas for a wedding before I got down there. And the whole time I was like, I wasn't even on the game. I was trying to find games to play, but I don't know. I was kind of lost in that sense. So yeah, quality time would probably be a lot higher nowadays as well. Physical touch, 13%. Obviously, I'm a dude. You know, I like to do what it do. But it's not an all the time thing for me. And receiving gifts, I think the main thing behind receiving gifts for me is not so much that I don't know how to express it, because I can definitely fake it till I make it if I get a lame gift. But I think when it comes to me is I always buy myself what I want to get myself. So it's very hard to get gifts from me anyway. So I'm just never in that receiving gifts kind of mindset. Like, I'm surprised there's like, I don't want to look down there, but Rebecca came over here and sat down my Father's Day gifts right here. I'm gonna open them up in the post show and look through them.
Yeah. Now you got to open them up on the show.
On the main show?
On the main show. It's Father's Day. Your first one.
Post show.
Yeah, that's a post show video. I mean, all these videos going up on the same YouTube channel anyway.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah, we'll open them up during the post show. So yeah, that's me. 32 words of affirmation, 29 acts of service, 23 quality time, 13 for physical touch, and 3% for receiving gifts.
So for me, I always score like pretty much the same shit. It's never really changed. So my highest score was words of affirmation. I got 30% on that, 37% on that. Receiving gifts, y'all know how when y'all take the quiz, it be tricking you. And sometimes it be giving you like 2 answers for that. And be like, well, fuck, I don't got a choice. I got to pick one. Yeah. So I got 3% for that, but that was because they doubled up my questions. Physical touch, I got 7%. Quality time, I got 23%, and acts of service, I got 30%. For me, mine's completely accurate. It's just like being able to hear somebody say like nice things. I think that's what kind of like lifts my spirits. So like, oh, you're doing great, or like, oh, you made an A in class, like that's awesome, or you know, you're a really good mom, or oh, you were able to get this done today. Like, that's awesome. So for me, I enjoy that more. And then like second behind it really closely is like acts of service. So like me being dead tired and dishes getting done or laundry getting folded because I'd have no energy to do it, or waking up and I have a cup of coffee already ready. Like, that's the shit that I love. So for me, like the gifts is the lowest one because I truly do not care about like material things. Kind of like how B said it. Like if I have the money to get it, I'm going to get it myself. Like I don't need anybody to go out of their way and get it for me. And then quality time, I do enjoy that a lot too. But I also like solidarity. Sometimes I like to sit in my room.
Oh, like, solidarity. I said solitudinal.
Same thing. The viewers will know.
Hardly sober people.
Being able to watch like a documentary, and I know sometimes that can be kind of boring. Y'all already know how I am. I'll be like, I'm watching a documentary. I'll talk to y'all later. Like I enjoy things like that. I'm extremely nerdy when it comes to like things that I watch on TV. I like to learn. And then physical touch. I don't know why I've always struggled with that. Like a part of me used to be really big on it. I think after having Cam, that's what kind of messed me up as far as like, oh, okay, let's do this, let's do that. Cause I'm always tired. Like I'm literally always fucking tired. So I struggle a lot with like trying to stay up to do things, and it just doesn't work for me. So yeah, but that's my scores. Gabby, do you want to do yours?
Okay. Mine was quality time, and then acts of service, words of affirmation, and then both physical touch and receiving gifts were like 6%. So for me, I'm definitely a quality time person because just spending time together means the most to me, because you don't time is short. You don't know how long you're going to be here. So spending as much time together, not all the time, but spending time together for me is a really big thing. I enjoy it. Acts of service, actually that did kind of tie into, because like I said, I am really hard on myself sometimes. So I don't see that I need to like kind of take a break or like just calm down on things. So for somebody else to see that I am doing a lot and to step in and like help me with some of the things that I'm doing, it means a lot to me. Words of affirmation, like Brian said, and like y'all all know, I'm definitely big sensitive. So I think that one should have been a little bit higher, but not as much, because it's not like I need it 24/7, but it is nice to hear from somebody else that they see what you're doing or that they appreciate you, that what you're doing doesn't go unnoticed, stuff like that. I definitely feel like receiving gifts should have been a 0, if anything, because I like, don't get me wrong, I like gifts, like they're okay, but that's not like me. Like for me, it's that initial period in between the person telling you they got you a gift and then hyping it up and then giving it to you that makes me completely fucking weird. And I'm just like, okay, just give me the fucking gift. And I like, fuck, now I ruined it. Like, like I don't know what to do now.
Patient, that's what it is.
Well, it makes me feel weird. I'm just like, either just say, hey, I got you a gift and give me the gift. So I can be like, oh my God, I love it. Or I'm like, oh my God, like, seriously, this is what you got me. Like, I would have never thought anything like this. But you leading up to like, oh my God, I got you a gift. Do you want it? And I'm just like, can
Any
you
day
give
now.
me the damn gift?
Hey, but in that same breath, I'm the type of person, like, if I get a gift, I can't hold on to it. Like, I can't
either. Like, I'm just like, I got your Christmas presents.
If you get it for like a holiday, birthday, if I get it 2 weeks early, I'm be like, hey, you want it? You know what I mean? You could just have it. You don't got to do all the weird shit. You know what I mean?
Same.
And then so with the physical touch, I feel like the physical touch one was kind of hard, because majority of the questions were like, do you like to be all over your person in public? Do you like to hold their hands in public? Do you like to do this in public? And I'm like, what about like just being cuddled up on the couch, or, you know, just holding hands while you're riding in the car? Like, for me, that's what I think of when I think of physical touch. And I like that. It's like the small physical touch gestures.
I like to smack butts, so
I feel like if the questions had been worded differently, then my physical touch would have been higher.
Yeah. More in relation to your personality.
Right. Yeah. I'm not like a huge, we have to be completely glued to each other, all over each other in public person. Like, bro, it's hot as hell outside right now. Please don't be all over me.
So I have a question, because I'm just now noticing this paragraph at the bottom. My top was words. Breeze, your top was words, right?
Words of affirmation, yeah.
What was your top, Lance?
Quality.
What is? I'm gonna read off this words of affirmation paragraph, and then you read off the quality. What was your top, Gabby?
My top was quality time.
Oh, okay. Do you have that? Do one of y'all have that paragraph at the bottom?
Let me see. I gotta check it.
I have mine.
I'll read this while you guys are looking.
I don't have mine.
Because this is basically just a breakdown of your top one. So your primary love language is words of affirmation. Actions don't always speak louder than words. If this is your love language, unsolicited compliments mean the world to you. Hearing the words "I love you" are important. Hearing the reasons behind that love sends your spirit skyward. Insults can leave you shattered and are not easily forgotten. You thrive on hearing kind and encouraging words that build you up. So just a little bit of reference behind like what each of these mean. Unfortunately, we only got 2 tops of these. So that's words of affirmation. What's the paragraph for quality say?
So quality time, it says, in quality time, nothing says I love you like full undivided attention. Being there for this type of person is critical, but really being there with the TV off, fork and knife down, and all the chores and tasks on standby makes you truly feel special and loved. Distractions, postponed activities, or the failure to listen can be especially hurtful. Whether it's spending uninterrupted time talking with someone else or doing activities together, you deepen your connection with others through sharing time, which is completely accurate for me.
Yeah, see, that's why my quality.
It's so crazy to me though, because like
as soon as you said with the TV off,
when you hear the actual paragraphs, it's like
it's different.
Okay, my score should have been a little higher then, because like I have a lot of that too.
No, but see, that's why I said like my percentages are off a little bit, but I like how balanced they are, because I really don't like receiving gifts, so I got the 0 there.
Because even Gabby explaining this, like physical touch, like that's exactly how I think. It's more so like I'm not into like the middle school PDA where it's like, you know,
but the questions were weird. Like they weren't no in between.
And they were all like positioned towards like just being in public. And I was like, I don't mind holding your hand in public. I don't mind, you know, like you randomly grabbing me and giving me a kiss or whatever. But that's all the questions were tailored to. And it's like, I like sitting at home being cuddled up on the couch, or, you know, okay, I've had some weird relationships,
sometimes,
but you know, just like being in the kitchen, like if I'm cooking, you just come sit in the kitchen and you give me a hug from behind, or like you sit there and you start cooking with me, and now we're sitting here being goofy and we're fucking, it's like a movie and we're sitting here cutting vegetables together. Like,
Okay,
Yeah.
Ratatouille.
not saying
Anyone can cook.
Okay. So also, I think like another thing that I wanted to touch on within this, like what lessons do you think that you could learn after taking this quiz that could help you either in your current relationship or in a future relationship? Like, did you guys realize when taking this that everybody's love languages were going to be a little bit different? Or do you feel like the person that you're with or the person that you have been with have had the same love language as you? Like, what are your guys' takes on that part?
I think for sure, I've always kind of known to a sense. I may not have known to the extent, like exactly what like all of my love languages was and like how they like vary. But I think I've always been pretty good at picking up on what my partner's love language might have been. I say moving forward, I might definitely just be like, hey, yo, what's your love language? Because straight out the gate, this ain't gonna work if we ain't loving each other, the way that each person needs to be loved. Like, if you can't spend quality time with me, then it's not going to work, because that's a big thing for me. And if your thing is, I don't fucking know, like physical touch, you want to be all over each other in public, I mean, nigga, it's hot. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Like,
But see, that's what I mean though, because like that's something that I struggled with really like a lot at the beginning, because it was more like, why aren't you loving me this way? Like, but because I didn't know that this was an actual thing. Like, everybody has different ways of being loved. In my head, I was being stubborn because I was so young. It was like, no, it's this way or no way. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it was finding out someone else wanted to be loved differently. That was like a new concept to me, because that's not something that your parents teach you when you're young, where it's like,
nobody
oh,
really does.
you're gonna go and you're gonna find this person and you're gonna get married, and that's pretty much all they tell you. It's not like, oh, break the relationship down and figure out like what they like and how they want to be loved and how they want to do things. Instead, it's like you guys trying to build that together, and then you find out about things like this. Like, I didn't know this was a thing until a couple years ago,
Yeah.
where
I
people
think
were like
for-
love language. I was like, what the fuck is that?
For me, moving forward, it's really all about like them knowing what mine is, me knowing what there is. And then as we go through with the relationship, if it's something that like neither one of us are like ever really been big on, if we want it enough to be able to try and, like not fix it, but like being able to love them the way that they want to be loved. Like, if he's a solid, what was the word?
Solitude.
Solidarity.
If he's a solitude.
So hold on. This is a thing. I know solidarity is the noun. What's the adjective? Right.
It's gonna be solitudinal from now on.
Yeah.
Solitudinal is not a word.
It is now.
You can't say. But that's the thing. You can't say I'm a solitary person. Is that the word?
I like, but that's not a correct sentence. You're not building the correct sentence.
You just gotta say I like my solitude.
I like my solitude, or I like to be like in isolation. Like, there's different, like you can create different synonyms within the pair or within the sentence, but you guys are, what the fucking word was?
Solitudinal.
Solitudinal. I'm gonna look that up, and if not, I'm adding that to Urban Dictionary, because you can do that. It's kind of like Wikipedia. You can go in there and add your own.
As of today, solitudinal is going in the hardly sober dictionary. It's a word.
We need to start that.
Anyways, so for me, it would just
we're gonna mess up a lot of words.
Going forward, making sure that the both of us know what each other's love language is, and seeing if it's worth it to try and, grow yourself to be able to love that person the way they want to be loved. If you can't, then you can't. Then you figure out if this is worth it or not. If it's not something that can be fixed or something that you can deal with, then you move on.
Yeah, no cap. Like, to Bree's point, like now, not to say I didn't know, but now understanding it more that is a real thing. Like, knowing about it from the jump, and I would probably ask early on, and to watch the actions behind what they said, if that makes sense. You see what I mean? Because they can say it, but do they truly? And like I said, I think that goes along the point of learning, who that individual is, based off of more than just words and actions too. So.
No, so you'll definitely see it in their actions, even if they say, "Oh, I'm a words of affirmation person," but it's like, nigga, no, you're not. You're quality time. You just want me to sit here with you,
or whatever the case may be. Yeah.
Right.
Bryant, I stand corrected. Solitudinal is a word.
No fucking way. No, it's not. I'm looking at it right now.
Solitudinal is a word. It's an
Big
adjective
Google.
having
Amazon, Big
hallmarks
Google.
or characteristics of solitude, alone, quiet, without interruption or disruption. So, good job.
Hey, I'm glad you found that because I was about to correct myself because I looked it up. I guess I Googled it weird. I should have just looked up solitudinal. I looked up how do you describe yourself as solitary, and then Google was like, you just say solitary, dumbass. So thank you for finding that word. I didn't know that was a real word.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was a real word either. I thought you just made that shit up. So we're taking it out the dictionary because it is a real word. So
Right? It's
only
already
fake
in
words
one.
going
It's
on.
already in one. Yeah, only fake words. Lingo and slang.
Right.
Oh my Lord. I'm crying. That's funny as hell.
What else you got for us, Love Lab?
So I'm like you. I went back and forth with the topic. So unless Gabby has anything to add to it, y'all, this is probably gonna be the worst one ever because we did not come.
I'm not gonna lie to
short
you.
episode.
These past 2
yeah.
weeks have been like absolutely crazy for me. Like
Same.
between days and nights and working like crazy, not being able to sleep. Like
That one. Yeah, for sure.
when I tell you they told us they were opening up the airports for us who are vaccinated on August 1st, I said, excuse me, boss man. Got put in my vacation time. But right now.
Oh, they did that on Friday too. They approved it. So now Americans starting July 1st can now come to Europe again.
So here,
y'all come
starting
here, though.
August 1st, if you're vaccinated, you can come back and you can leave. You just have to be quarantined for 7 days. If your test comes back negative after the 7 days, you're good. If not, I'm pretty sure they're gonna make you do another 7 days. I was like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Just put in my vacation time so I can book my tickets now.
So hear me out, right? Do you coming down that 7 days of quarantine? You could be at mom's house, right?
She's not gonna quarantine.
When I come home, let's be honest, okay? I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. When I come back to Kuwait, yes, I have to be quarantined. Am I gonna be quarantined? Yes, I ain't playing no games. When I get to the States.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Hear me out, right? You can be quarantined wherever you want in the States, right? I'm pretty sure when you go back, that you have to be you'll be in your room or whatever, quarantined.
No, I think you gotta go to a hotel, right?
No, I'll be in my apartment. I'll be in my room. I have this app that I gotta check into every hour.
You just cannot leave, right?
Can't go nowhere. There'll be a note on my door that says quarantine.
Okay, so that's back in Kuwait. Does your job pay for that?
I mean, I'll have to use my sick time.
Okay, so bet. Because when you said you have to quarantine 7 days here and 7 days there, I was like, damn,
no. When you come back here, they put out that you have to quarantine 7 days upon arrival. You have to have a negative PCR test 72 hours before you before you leave.
Yep.
And then you have to quarantine for 7 days. Then you have to get another test. If it's negative, then you're good to go. If not, then I'm pretty sure they're gonna make you quarantine again. But when I get to the States, y'all already know Texas won't quarantine anyways. We've been outside. And I continue to do just that.
That's crazy.
I was just asking because to me, it sounded like you needed 14 days extra past your vacation. But if you're only going to need 7 days of unpaid sick time that you're not on vacation for, that's fine.
Oh yeah. So what I'm going to do is, and that's why I haven't, because there have been days where I've been dead ass dog sick. I'd be like, nope, I'm going to use them days in January when I get back home. Because I only have 15.
We're doing a Harley Sober Christmas special.
We already brought this up.
When?
Okay, well, me, Brianna, and Lance brought it up.
Girl, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even know this was in the works.
Man, what?
I didn't know that either.
Definitely talked about this. I was like, oh my God, we'll all be home for Christmas. We should do a Christmas special. We could do ugly Christmas sweaters and everything.
Gabrielle, I don't know who you talked to, but that definitely wasn't me.
Yeah, I wasn't in that discussion as well. You probably had a dream.
This bald-headed motherfucker with a ball fading waves or some pretty ass Latina, y'all be paying attention to me.
What?
Yeah, y'all heard me.
Me and Lance are both pretty ass motherfuckers with fades and waves. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't nobody ever listen. Y'all gonna start listening to me. Y'all gonna start listening to me.
So yeah, I'm throwing it up in the air right now. I don't know exactly what day it's gonna be, but start saving your cup holders right now so we can try and soundproof whatever room we're gonna be in. We're gonna use command strips because this is gonna be at one of our parents' houses. We're gonna bring our mic. We're gonna bring our mics down. That's lame.
There's none here either.
They have those like Burger King ones where they're like cardboard.
And they're all cardboard.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Well, we'll all bring our mics. Good thing we all got pop filters for the most part. We're gonna have an in-person Christmas special.
And let's just
Let
be
us know.
honest. If you hear some black folks screaming and dominoes slamming in the background, enjoy it.
Damn.
You're watching us for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You're not watching us because there's a Bible book club going on behind us. Somebody's making chartreuse boards in the kitchen.
Char swoosh.
Girl, it's
charcuterie.
charcuterie. It's
Charcuterie.
charcuterie.
Whatever.
It's charcuterie.
It's
Char
hardly
swoosh
sober.
is
They
gonna
know
be
what
the
they're
first,
getting.
the first official
They know what they're getting.
hardly sober dictionary word. Char swoosh.
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse. Them cheese ass platters that white people use.
Yo, low
It's-
key, I had seen one, but they made it a Texas edition, and it was nothing but barbecue. It was brisket and like all
Ooh,
kinds.
that
of
would be
shit. I was
good.
like, I want to do that.
I'll be honest with you. As I'm getting older, greasy food is becoming more and more, or less and less appealing for some.
I don't know why you haven't.
I
already-
can't eat burgers no more.
Can't relate. Well, burgers I've never been a fan of, but as far as like chicken wings and stuff.
Oh,
can't
chicken
relate.
is a different story. Red meat is becoming less and less appealing.
That's me. I can't eat red meat like that. Brisket though, I'll tear into. I love brisket, but
Never really been a big brisket fan though.
I love brisket. I can't do steak. I've never been a fan of
throat.
steak.
Okay.
See, it's a
Since
facial
this is a short,
expressions.
let's get Lance's episode segment out the way, and then
Yeah, I only got one.
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna go.
I'm gonna go ahead and feed us a couple topics because we're only at 40 minutes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
We're gonna
Okay,
get
just turn
Lance's
into
topic
that.
out the
Yeah.
way, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna have an improv ass episode. I'm gonna throw y'all some
Yes.
topics,
Yes.
and we gonna get this motherfucker rolling because this sounds
Man.
fun as fuck to me. That's gonna be
Man.
that's I got some for that. Go ahead, Lance.
All right,
What
bet,
you
bet.
got
So
for
I got
industry?
one story. I got this article from.
Oh.
We in the motherfucking streets with it. I only got one story for the day, but this can either be a City Boys up or a down bad moment for a popular individual by the name of from Carmelo Anthony and Lala. They're going through a divorce after I think like 11 years of marriage. This man here is a dog. I will admit, it's almost applaud worthy. But anyway, so they have been separated, rocky marriage or whatever. Bro cheated one time before on his wife, and then begged to get back with her. He begged to get back with her and got somebody pregnant with twins.
Sheesh.
Hey, first of all, but that is definitely true. You get her pregnant, she got twins, and you fly the baby mama to a different country to hide it. Come on, man. Look, so my question to y'all is, at what point do you just stop trying to be with your significant other if you continue to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you got another one pregnant with twins. You obviously don't want to be with your wife. Like, what do you think is the root of a cause of something like that in today's age? We got millionaires doing this, man. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like you'd have to be in order to be able to do that.
You think so?
Get into a different country, yeah. But so this is the thing, right? Have
Yeah.
you ever not even just been in a relationship and cheated? Have you ever got a text message where it was like, even from the person that you're with, we need to talk, or that feeling that you get when you're like, I'm gonna, wait till your daddy get home, and when you get in trouble at school, that feeling that you get. So you cheat, right? And you get a text message from the girl that you cheated with, and she says, I'm pregnant. Your heart's already pumping. And then you see with twins, you're
Quit
fucked.
playing. I'll
You're
call you
fucked.
back.
You're stressing. You're gonna stop eating for the next month.
Yeah.
You're
What?
gonna be buying your girl everything under the sun.
What?
Y'all gonna be you're not even gonna touch that game. You're not even gonna hit that court for Melo. He damn near quit the team for that. He was like,
bro,
"Baby,
he damn near lost a
I just
career
want it
at the
to be
same
me and
time.
you. I don't want nothing else in this world. Everything else is superficial for me. I just love you." And she's like, "Why is he acting like this?" It's because he had twins on the way. So what did Melo do in response is what we really need to break down on an analytical level, since we're talking basketball stars. Okay, this nigga Melo. Shout out. I had his shoes in 5th grade. Nobody wore them bitches.
Hey, homie.
He sent the mother to go have the kids in London. That way, and this is so fucked up, but it's also smart from his standpoint. That way, the kids are born in Europe. They have British citizenship. So if he really needed to, he could have kept them kids there and kept them from coming back to the United States.
Oh God,
This is so fucked up.
this is so playing.
And if it came down bad to it enough to where he lost Lala after this, he could have went to Britain and just had that family. Exactly.
Yep.
I don't know if that's a City Boys Up or a Mellows an evil
That's
last
a
name.
loss.
Because Lala bad.
That's a loss for me.
Regardless of her being a bad person, like
it still happens.
Too much was a person.
And
no,
then,
it still happens though.
It's one thing, and I can speak on this. It's one thing to get cheated on, and to the extent that it may go sometimes, but it's a completely other thing to get cheated on when you're somebody like them. Like the whole world knows. Yeah. You can't just be a dummy and halfway private. You know what I'm saying? Because of Facebook and everything people put out there. So it's like you're now a dummy to like 8 billion people. And so it's like you can't ever get away from that. Like me and myself, I'm still struggling to deal with the shit that I was going through. She ain't never gonna be able to heal from that shit. Like somebody's always gonna bring it up. Somebody's always
going through the shit for years.
So it's like,
you know what I mean?
Bruh, like it really just baffles me how inconsiderate some people can be, especially like when you're in a position like that. And not just men, because there are
not
some
just men. Whoa.
There are some dog ass women out there
We're
too.
not gonna do that.
But I will say this though: how many women are getting caught?
Exactly why I said men.
Oh my God!
I'm not like the blame is on both sides, but for the love of God, if you just can't be with one person,
just
fucking say that, and then go do what you want to do. It's clearly now publicly okay to have a hot girl and a hot boy summer. Yeah. If that's what you want to do till you're 50, then go out there and do that. Yeah. Stop fucking with these people. Like, and it brings it down to mental health. Like people, and like some people never get over that. Some people never come back from that. Mm-hmm. Like you are literally fucking somebody up for what? Because you can't keep your shit in your pants.
But that's all we got for in the streets.
Yeah, we good, man. That's all we got, man. What's up? What you finna ring off?
Okay, so more on the concept of just what we were talking about for the barbecue charcuterie board.
It's chartreuse.
Let me ask you guys a question. You go to a barbecue. The uncle out there in his Jesus 12s, Jesus Walks With Me 12s, opens up the grill, all the smoke comes up, you look down on the grill, and you can have literally the perfect everything you want. Like, just what is your perfect barbecue grill layout, if that makes sense? You
got your sausages, wieners, that category right here.
I'll give you 5 meats to kind of keep it five total.
And how many sides? So we got 5 total meats.
How many sides aside? We're looking on the grill right now.
Oh,
we're looking down at the grill.
So the perfect grill for me.
Or no, my bad. Yeah, five altogether. You use all 5 on meats, you ain't got no sides. Add sides in.
Yeah, I was about to say, because then meats be getting kind of dry.
I'm about to say that's a lot of.
Go ahead, Gabby.
So if it's just me, I got turkey sausages and turkey burgers on a fucking grill.
I am not coming to your cookout.
Uninvite me. Uninvite me to that.
Potato salad with raisins.
I said if it's just me. Fuck, y'all don't listen. That's the problem. Y'all don't listen right here. That's
no, you don't listen. I said you go to a barbecue. Some other person opens up the grill. This is not just you.
So then you got the hot links on this side. You got burgers on this side, classic. And then, of course, you got your potato salad, your baked beans, and the buns.
Well, 5's kind of low, ain't it?
Yeah, it's very low. Now your mouth is dry. You ain't got nothing to drink.
Yeah, we'll work with it, though. We'll work with it. Drink. No, I'm talking meats and sides. Drinks is whatever the fuck you want to drink. Oh. Plus, y'all still got y'all Christmas special bottle of Crown coming. So it's in the mail.
We all got to share it.
It's in the mail.
The Christmas one is in the mail, so we're not going to get into Christmas. That's a long-ass fucking transit.
I can't control what the USPS does, sir.
Okay. Yeah, it makes fucking sense.
One tiny fun-sized bottle he got all 3 of us to take a tiny sip out of for Christmas.
Crying, the little shooters.
Go ahead, Lance. Your top
perfect
5
barbecue and the meats. Gotta have some sausage on the grill, even though I've been trying to stay with pork. Gotta have some sort of link, something like that. I prefer barbecue chicken. I love the ribs. Gotta have some ribs in there. Gotta have some mac and cheese, and it gotta have the baked beans. That's my what's that, 5?
Yeah, it's 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would look something like that, give or take, because 5 is low after thinking about it, but you know, for the show purposes, I can live with it.
Go ahead, Bree.
Man, I've been waiting for this.
Oh Lord!
Take notes.
She's gonna say pig feet.
Pickled eggs. Pickled eggs.
Ugh.
Nah, that's not gonna be in no cookout. I just eat that on the regular. So
Jesus.
baby back ribs, extra barbecue sauce. I'm talking like Respucia.
Wet.
Respucia barbecue sauce. Make sure it's super wet.
Extra
I want potato salad, deviled eggs, macaroni and cheese, and baked beans.
I see what you did there. You did one meat rest sides. I'm like, okay.
We are not sleeping together that night because your ass.
Oh,
I could definitely live without the deviled eggs. Not a big fan,
Tripping.
but I mean, it's not mine. So like you said, that's shit.
I go bratwurst,
Yeah, that's what I meant by that's really what I meant by
ribs, like Bree said, barbecue sauce on the grill. You cook them bitches, take them off.
Caramelized. I need my shit caramelized on there.
Then I go baked beans. I gotta have baked beans.
Mm-hmm.
Salad. Or no, not salad. There's this dish that people make with barbecues. It's like cucumbers.
It's Italian salad.
It's
Italian salad.
Bryant.
I think it might be cucumber
Bryant,
salad.
are you okay? Is Nebraska getting to you? Do you need us to come get you?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Because
Cucumbers are good.
Who the fuck is eating cucumber salad at a barbecue?
You eat pickled feet. Fuck you talking about?
Texas. I've seen that in Texas.
Shut up, man.
I need something refreshing to kill all that salt that I'm about to eat.
The beer.
On me. I feel that.
So bratwurst, ribs, caramelized barbecue sauce ribs, cucumber salad, baked beans, and I don't really fuck with mac and cheese like that. I definitely don't fuck with potato salad or deviled eggs like that.
Oh my god! I'm not coming to y'all's barbecue. What the fuck?
To go with...
What you mean? What you mean?
You can say all you want to, but all three of y'all have been to every single one of my barbecues that I've had.
According to you, I wasn't there, so I was not there.
And
I'll just go.
Y'all complained.
I guess.
You did not have turkey burgers.
I didn't go to barbecue.
Turkey burgers.
I didn't go to. We had Wingstop when I went, so that don't even count.
Hold on, wait. I clearly stated that if it was just me. As a matter of fact, Lance, we just discussed this, sir. You actually did come to my birthday in 2019, and it wasn't me that was on the grill.
Yeah.
I can't remember who was on the grill.
Somebody thought they was throwing down on that mug. Who was
on the
grill? Oh, yeah. He was on a grill. It was not okay.
Oh, wow.
We all came to my kickback for the 4th of July in 2018, and that was lit.
I didn't come to that. I wasn't there.
I never grilled at your house, huh?
We didn't even eat, though, to be quite honest.
There was so much we didn't. We ate a little bit.
We did not eat.
To be honest, if you want to go there, the only one.
Shit.
She wasn't the only one because I left my own party early too. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that I did too.
No, you didn't. You left at the end of the night. No, you left at the end of the night because remember you had to help me push.
I'm thinking of the one Lance was at.
Yeah, I was about to say no. You left late.
I don't remember that.
Did, and the only reason I know you did was because.
That's none of my business. Why everybody be trying to,
Somebody was mad at you that night.
See if we could. Me?
Oh yeah, poor KM.
Somebody was mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Was that the coochie lip girl?
Oh my fucking goodness!
Let's get one more topic in, and we'll go to the post show. Because I feel like this is definitely a post show discussion. I keep that thought though, Gabby, because I want to know who was mad at me.
Mine too, or no?
Well, both. All this barbecue talk because I want to know.
It's got to be barbecue because you said you did it.
Start talking about a barbecue with black people because shit starts going left.
Let's grab a random topic. This is what's gonna happen when I don't have a game. I'm gonna look up podcast topics and I'm gonna ask y'all. It's gonna be a good one though.
Bet.
Oh, hold on, wait, real quick. Honey Chipotle chicken and waffles.
Huh?
Yeah, that does sound good.
That just gives off Tony's, man. Because when I get at Tony's, I got the spicy
dry rub.
It says it's topped with bacon. I don't want it.
Where didn't at Tony's they had the hot sauce syrup? Is that what they had? Was that at Tony's?
I think so.
My God.
What in Houston? Tony's in Houston.
Yeah. That shit was so good, bro. I was like, I don't know.
They put it on the chicken and waffles, didn't
they? It came. No, the syrup. Yeah, the syrup came on the side, but it was like infused with some sort of like pepper.
It was like honey, jalapeno.
Yeah.
It was like a honey jalapeno syrup or some shit like that,
bro.
If anybody listening to Houston, go to Tony's what day? Whatever day we went, they had unlimited. They had unlimited
Sunday.
peach
Sunday.
bellinis,
Sunday.
bro.
Bellinis and
hot
mimosas.
as
You
hell
know we
that
had
day.
about 15 a piece in there.
Oh,
Man.
the
Cap.
Bellinis. Oh yeah.
Them peach
Oh, yeah.
bellinis.
Oh
man.
my God, such fun times.
Right? Didn't you enjoy it?
You always got a hater around, but it come with the territory.
Damn, all these. It says tell the same story from a different point of view, which is what we just try to do. It says food, which is
Okay.
what we already did.
Okay.
Damn, we're good at this shit.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask y'all this. If y'all had one superpower, what would it be and why? One superpower. So don't nobody come in here saying I'm gonna be Superman because he got like 15 of them bitches. Gabby, go.
I don't want to go yet. Somebody else go.
Lance, go.
Invisibility.
Why?
I can go wherever I want to. I can walk into a bank, stand there all night, walk into the vault, whatever, all that shit. Yeah.
But
They
the
do
money
whatever.
wouldn't be invisible.
Yeah, but it don't matter. Niggas not gonna know it's me. The money gonna be gone. Who gives a fuck if the money's walking by
You would
itself? They don't
see
see
it.
me. They don't
Big
know. I'm gonna put it on a cart and just push it. They gonna think the shit rolled out.
What do you want? Like the jumper ability then? Like the movie where they were jumping through the banks and jumping out and the money was gone? Like all I can see is like
Okay,
you know
yeah,
when Patrick and SpongeBob where they got the fucking
Teleportation then, yeah, whatever. All
Hey
that.
man, come on, think.
Remember-
Shit.
Damn.
About to
God.
fucking jab you in your thick ass head. Stop playing with me.
Well, Bree, what would you
the
want?
fuck is wrong with you?
Judge mentality.
Right. Judging the superpower. Come on.
Mm,
Jumping to conclusions. That's her. No, stop.
that's not a
Can jump
superpower.
to a conclusion in a single bound.
That's my
Man.
personality trait. need to go ahead and add that to my birth certificate.
Oh, and then I guess you did kind of answer this already, Lance. Would you be a superhero or a villain with that power? And you, Robin Banks. Not
yeah,
make you a villain per se,
It's
but
just made
Nah.
it so much easier to choose my superpower. Thank you.
Okay.
well, what's up, Gabby?
Oh, so I would want the power to be able to heal,
Okay,
and then I would be a villain
why?
because depending on who you are.
She gonna let your ass stay heartbroken. Cry yourself to sleep for the rest of your life.
Wait, what?
She knows
Yeah.
what she doing.
What type of fucking
That was so
superpower is
sad.
that? Yeah, what the fuck?
But and just because you can heal emotionally, that's called
Right,
therapy.
I would
Yeah.
like if you got shot,
Mhm.
I do my little thing. Boom, you good.
Yeah, but
So-
Depending on
physical.
who you are, I might let you sit there, waddle on the brink of death. Think
Girl, you
about
can
it
do
a little
that.
bit.
You could do that as a regular civilian.
heal people. You
Yeah.
can heal people too. Okay, that's cool.
I think for me though, because I never answered, I don't know. I'm stuck between wanting to be able to breathe underwater and like flying.
Mm.
I really thought
Like,
she was
I
just
would-
gonna be able to breathe.
No,
I'm out of here.
yesterday I forgot how to. So
Sometimes I'll catch myself not breathing though. Like sometimes I'll be
I do
doing
too.
something, I'll be like, damn, I ain't breathed in a while.
Nigga, like,
You know what? I found out that's a sign of anxiety, like real shit. Because I used to do it.
Probably.
I would be driving, and out of nowhere, I'd go because I forgot to breathe through.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy how
Like,
much
damn.
power your
that's
mom
safe to
has
know
over
as
your
a
body.
passenger with you.
Yeah, right.
Fuck
All right,
right,
so-
Daddy. Like,
the reason why I say like the whole being able to breathe underwater, like I said, I love water, so I've always had the fascination of being able to fuck whatever they got going on. I'll just go explore it myself.
To what? What do you want to do underwater?
Did not come out right.
What do you want to do underwater?
Did I lag?
No, you
No.
said you want to fuck whatever's going on.
No, I
Down
said
there.
fuck whatever the government has going on. I'll explore it myself.
Yeah. Hey, 71% of the earth is covered by water, 10% of the ocean is discovered. So that's definitely a good argument to be made.
But then also flying because like,
These
I don't
airline
know.
prices is kind of expensive.
but it's not even that. Just being able to like just think about it. You're like, oh, I'm bored. I'm just gonna go fly to London today. But like, you're actually just like in that bitch, like flapping your wings to get to wherever you gotta go.
Yeah.
I
I'd
think
want
we
to
why
fly
you gotta-
more like
if
Superman
I-
and not flapping my wings.
Yeah, I'd rather
Like-
fly.
I don't think you're like this.
My ass would be
Fucking
like this
goofball.
to get
What
to
a
London.
fucking dork.
But you don't ever think about that? Like, honestly, like one day, if you could really fly, like you could just be like, oh, I can fly to Bora Bora, or like I could just pick up.
Yeah, but I never thought I would flap because I don't have wings. I just thought I could just like, you know what I mean? Or
Hey.
what the fuck?
I guess
in my dreams, I be doing this. Okay, in my dreams, I don't be doing this. I be doing this movement.
I never had a flight dream. I'm jealous. That sounds kind of fun.
No, to be honest, I think honestly, if I really did have a superpower, I think it would be to communicate with like animals and stuff.
Any just animals? That'd be dope though. That would be dope. Honestly. Damn, y'all are because I was gonna say flight off rip, but now that I'm thinking about it, being able to breathe anywhere or just like unlimited stamina, because then I could I was about to say I could go down there and breathe and not breathe forever. I could stay down there as long as I want and never get tired, but I was thinking it would take me into space too, but I'm like, nah, because it's cold and hot up there. Just holding my breath ain't gonna take me. So,
Or like the power of being
the pressure might kill you down there, even if you can breathe.
Yeah, you're right.
But I was gonna say, what about the power of being indestructible? Because then, like, you would be able to breathe in space, underwater, like all that shit.
Okay.
I guess, I would take immortality there because with that, I could do all. But
think about it. Do you really want to be immortal? Do you really want to constantly have to watch everybody you get attached to die over and over and over again?
Yeah, but think about it though, right? With all that pain comes, I'll live forever. So I'm investing in shit throughout the years. I'm gonna be rich.
You're bound to be rich.
I can go underwater. I can find some shit, bring it back up, start my own company. I'm gonna be here forever.
Like shit.
What about vampires? Is vampire like a super
vampirism? I would
I'm
call it a curse. I would call it a curse. But the thing with vampirism is you got to pick multiple powers because they're fast, they're strong.
Yeah,
they're immortal.
No, they're not. They're all in one.
I would say teleportation.
You're immortal.
That's what I'm saying. That's all in one.
Because there's different powers in one
so
curse.
I'm a mute.
Yeah, I'd go with teleportation.
Okay.
And that has been the first episode back after our very first official and annual summer Harley Sober summer break. If you're looking for us during the post show, it'll be another video on the same YouTube channel. Just look around there. The YouTube algorithm hasn't picked us up to where we can kind of classify all of our videos yet between post show and main shows, but we'll be there. We're gonna go to the post show now. I'm gonna open up my Father's Day gifts. And we're just gonna bullshit a little bit more. Before we go, does anybody have anything to plug or add, Gabrielle?
Not really. Y'all stay cool, stay hydrated, watch how you talk to people in this heat, and just mind your own business.
That's probably your best outro of all time on my mama. I'm fucking with that. I ain't got nothing to beat it. Hey, keep fucking with us, supporting us, man. Shit, we was on the hiatus, but y'all be shit. Y'all don't even go to work on time, so. I'm just like,
Brianna Wiggins.
No cap there.
Gabby said it the best. That last one hit the hardest though. Mind your business.
And as always, you can follow me on Instagram, Bryant with 2 T's backwards. I have not been streaming lately, but I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna stop being lazy. Keep supporting us on YouTube and watch the post show episode. Every time we do a post show episode, it's fucking golden. So don't miss out. Good afternoon, good morning, good night.
Good night. Shit.